as Brian Kemp was passing this incredibly racist, incredibly voter suppression-y bill, some were still trying to fight against them. One of those individuals is Representative Park Cannon, who you'll see in this video literally being arrested and hauled off for trying to knock on the governor's door.
Yeah, you said you give her one more time, like you're gonna do something. Are you serious?
No, you are not.
No. She's not under arrest. What is
For what? Under arrest for what? For trying to see something that our governor is doing? Our governor is signing a bill that affects all Georgians, and you're going to arrest an elected representative.
Yeah, so they hauled her off. We're gonna have some tweets from Representative Cannon after that, but she knocked on the door. The cop was told over and over, the cops I should say, because they brought in more, that she was a lawmaker. They hauled her off. And really fast, we have this little set of a perfect representative images of what's happening and the racial political context of what's happening. This image, which was posted by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, really sums up what Georgia's approach to politics in the modern day is. Oh, a bunch of people got involved, great work by activists, huge political participation, resulting in political representation that is for once a little bit more representative of what the state is actually like. Well, we're gonna get a couple of white cops to drag away the black lawmaker. They're making it a little bit obvious.
This imagery is just so dripping with irony, symbolism, too much reality in every possible way. Juxtapose that image to certain police officers pulling back the gate so that the rioters could get into the Capitol building. Yeah. Also, just from the perspective of police officers themselves, like this is one lawmaker. So they're saying, listen, black person. This is what Georgia is saying. Listen, black person. They kind of give you this idea that there's ways you can go about affecting your own life. And one of those is to take part in democracy. When black people vote, they get mad. And the thing that makes them the maddest is that this black person, this uppity black person, had the gall to even get close to the pen that is disenfranchising her. Like that she became a representative. That's it. That's what kicks in. If not for those cops in the doorway, which I'm pretty certain watching it happen, he's like, all right, I'll show you. But definitely for the people watching, the white people in Georgia who looked at it and said, this ain't our state no more. And by God, we're gonna make it our state again. Like that's what's happening right now.
Yeah. Well, she eventually was released and tweeted, "Hey everyone, thank you for your support. I've been released from jail. I am not the first Georgian to be arrested for fighting voter suppression. I'd love to say I'm the last, but we know that isn't true." And I mean, what are you supposed to do? I guess you keep working, as lots of awesome individuals and groups have been doing, but it's really hard to change these laws. If to do so, you have to get the majority, and the laws make it really difficult to get the majority. Oh, in theory, maybe even if they couldn't get the majority in the state house, if they had the governor's seat, then they could have stopped the signing of this sort of thing. Oh wait, Brian Kemp he suppressed the vote to make himself governor. It all works really well. They do it once to get him, that allows them to sign legislation like this, making it harder in the future. So we have 2 Democratic senators in Georgia. Will we in 6 years? Less than 6 years actually, because there are special elections. I don't know. Hopefully work will continue. The passion of the voters will remain, but this legislation has made it, perhaps in hindsight, eventually measurably more difficult to maintain the now more representative representation that they have in Georgia.
And bear in mind factors that go into your, like you can eliminate the filibuster and still be up a creek, right? Because state districts, so the districts that dictate the drawing of district lines that dictate what's happening in the US Congress are based on what state legislatures decide. And those state legislatures, essentially, the Republicans in the South have Jim Crow'd their way into essentially making everything, all the representative districts, wildly unrepresentative of the people who voted them.
HR1 does have a component of setting up nonpartisan boards to manage redistricting. It's incredibly complex. Who knows if that would even last through it? But that is a great concern. That's a very important concern.
How long would it take to have that take effect? And
decade,
to what it, right, exactly. And so essentially, I mean, let's look at the timeline. You put this into motion, you eliminate the filibuster. It's still a messed up thing. You got a closed Senate, you've got a closed House of Representatives. Always when there's a new administration, the numbers swinged in the other direction. So they could, you know, as it's learning to walk, cut its legs off. Like that's what they would do. And now they've got the filibusters gone. What are we gonna do? In the meantime, let's just shore up every little bit of it and make it even harder than it is by virtue of the design of the Senate for democracy to have any representation in the government in a way that's meaningful, that would protect the rights of people.
Yeah, exactly.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.